did you know that even mild dehydration can impact your ability to think clearly, focus, and perform daily tasks? Water is much more than a thirst quencher. It is essential for keeping your brain functioning at its best. And today we are going to dive into the role that hydration plays in brain health, how to recognize dehydration, and how staying hydrated can transform your mental performance. However, if you are new here, my name is Lisa-Ann 𝐷𝐭, and I help you optimize your brain health so you can feel calm, focused, and productive every day. So if this is something that you are interested in, be sure to hit that subscribe button and click the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of my brain boosting tips. The brain and the body is made about 75% water, and it relies on proper hydration to perform its many functions. Water is vital for maintaining the brain structure, facilitating the delivery of nutrients, and removing waste. It also supports electrical activity, which underlines all brain communication and cognitive processes. When the brain doesn't get enough water, its performance suffers, leads to fatigue, brain fog, poor focus, and even mood swings. Chronic dehydration can have a long-term effect, increasing the risk of cognitive decline and other neurological issues. One of the first areas to suffer when you're dehydrated is cognitive function. So dehydration reduces the brain's ability to generate electrical signals, and your whole body for that matter, which slows down communication between neurons. This can lead to difficulties with focus, memory, and decision making. Studies have shown that even a 1 to 2% loss of body water can significantly impair cognitive performance. Just think about that. Think how many people are dehydrated? Way more than that. Proper hydration, on the other hand, keeps your brain sharp and allows you to think more clearly. Dehydration reduces the brain's ability to generate electrical signals, impairing focus and memory. Again, even mild dehydration can impact decision-making and mental clarity. And staying hydrated helps maintain consistent cognitive performance throughout the day. Water is essential for the production of energy in the brain. The brain uses electrolytes dissolved in water to produce and transmit electrical impulses. These impulses control everything from reflexes to complex thought process. Without enough water, electrolyte imbalances can occur, leading to slower brain communication and reduced mental energy. Recognizing the signs of dehydration is key to preventing its negative effects on brain health. Symptoms like headaches, fatigues, and brain fog are often early indicators that your brain isn't getting the hydration it needs. Long-term dehydration can lead to chronic cognitive issues, including difficulty concentrating and reduced memory retention. Some common signs of dehydration are headaches, dry mouth, fatigue, and confusion. And pay attention to subtle signs like feeling thirsty or having trouble focusing. They could be your brain's way of asking for water. Hydration doesn't just improve your day-to-day mental clarity. It also has some long-term benefits for brain health. Staying hydrated helps protect the brain cells from oxidative stress, supports detoxification through the lymphatic system, and reduces the risk of developing neurological conditions. Proper hydration is particularly important as you age, as the body becomes less efficient at conserving water and responding to thirst signals. Maintaining hydration as you age can reduce the risk of cognitive decline and improved mental resilience. Staying hydrated doesn't have to be that complicated, but it requires a consistency, right? It's not one of those things that you just drink 10 gallons of water and then you're done for the week, right? It's key to integrate hydration into your daily routine in a way that feels natural and sustainable. Drinking plain water is an excellent start, but other hydrating options like herbal teas and water-rich fruits can also contribute. So you want to aim for at least half your body weight in ounces of water daily, which means if you weigh 150 pounds, you divide that by 2, and which is what, like 75, and then that's how many ounces of water that's the rough estimate. If you are really active and you sweat, you're going to want more than that. Include water-rich foods like cucumbers, watermelon, and oranges in your diet. Add a pinch of salt or electrolytes to your water. So here's my water bottle. I drink out of glass or stainless steel. I always put, and always meaning in the last 3 months or 2 months, every time I fill up my water, I always put a pinch of Celtic sea salt in there. You can use Himalayan salt or the real salt. So the real salt is also pink salt. It's better quality than Himalayan salt. Himalayan salt comes from the Himalayas, and there's a lot of different companies that extract that from the mountain, and so it can be a little bit impure. But the real salt is mined here in Utah. I'm not biased because it's Utah. I just know that it's underground and it's a really good source. In fact, they allow you to tour the salt mines. It's underground, so it's like really cold, and so now it's winter. But I think it's like once a month, and this summer I totally forgot about that, but I want to be able to tour the mines. They're probably about an hour and a half or maybe 2 hours, an hour and a half away from my house. Okay, so something else about water and hydration, and I might have to refer to my notes with this because literally I got some of this off of a webinar like 30 minutes ago. So I'm always watching, I'm always learning, I'm always incorporating what I learn into what I want to say. But the one thing about water is some people think that there's like different kind of bottled water and there's different types of water. And so one of the things is when you go to the store, you have distilled water. Distilled water is considered dead water. It's H2O, right? Distilled water. It has a purpose. Dr. Christopher said if you were healing from something, you should use distilled water because he called it a hungry water and it will pull out impurities. So some functional doctors are really big on distilled water if that is what you're doing it for, but that's not for hydration. And you have spring water and you have purified water next. So purified water is basically city water that's filtered. Okay, a lot of it, that's what we have to do. We have in our house, we have filters, and you have to filter whatever water that comes out of your faucet. Then you buy that. You can buy that in the bottles or whatever. I don't know why you would bother, and then you have spring water. So spring water would be, of the three, would be the best choice. Then you have Fiji water. Fiji water, what's good about that, I know it seems like whatever, but what's good about Fiji water is that it has a lot of silica. Silica actually binds aluminum and in some things. It can be a good binder. So Fiji water, I think it's like from a volcanic, those springs are like around a volcano, so it has a good amount of silica. Smart water, I don't know as much about. I think it's like alkaline, and we do want to keep our bodies alkaline possible. Even when things get to our stomach, they're no longer alkaline. But I think if we start off as alkaline as possible, it's better. So I'm not really that up and up on smart water. I think I've only bought Fiji water once. If I have to travel and buy water, I always buy spring water. I never buy just the purified water. My pet peeve of all things, though, water related, is that if you have to buy water at the store, it's always in plastic. And the problem is that plastic leaches, especially when it's hot, and we don't know where those water containers, I don't think they necessarily had those on ice when they were transporting them, so who knows. So it's very possible all of that water has plastic in them, which is why our bodies are so full of microplastics. And then another thing is water. There's such a thing as structured water. Do I have a water book here? Yep. So I have this book that I started to read once a few years ago, and I'm going to get back into it. It's called The Fourth Phase of Water, and it's talking about the exclusion zone water that's in your body and in your cells. It's a special, I don't know, it's something that they're just discovering, or I don't know, maybe you know how that goes. They probably discovered it a long time ago, but it's just starting to get around. But the point is that water isn't just water. There's like dead water and there's living water, and by the way, Jesus Christ was living water, right? But there's living water. Water, if it's structured, is more alive than water that is distilled. So or even let's say you took purified water, you can do things to structure it. So one of the things that you can do for water is, let's say you don't have anything, you can take it and you can stir it. And when you create a vortex, that helps structure water. You can, I don't have it here. I have a tachyon card. You can put it like underneath and it gives a little energy. I have a red light. So what I do sometimes with my water, when I think about it, because I don't, I'll put like my red light on it and I'll energize it. You can get a big water, like a big water glass container, and then set it outside in the sun for a few days, and you can energize it that way. I think it takes 3 days. I tried doing that, but then my water I wasn't drinking it all out of there, and then it was sitting, and then it was going bad. So I'm really bad at following through, but you can do that. What are some other ways? You can look up like ways to structure your water. There's just, especially like stirring in a vortex is a good one. But the thing about water is, it depends on the surface tension of the water molecule as to how well it's going to absorb inside your cells. And so you need to be able to find ways to increase that, I don't know if it's increasing the tension or weakening the tension. You want that tension to be where it can just go in and then come out. And so I'm looking at my notes because I was just watching this webinar, but it said dehydration, the shape of the proteins will change when things are dehydrated. So they were saying things like, so for an athlete, let's say an athlete's doing a lot of work, but he's not really building muscle, but he has to look to see if he is dehydrated or not. And if he has enough water, then he's going to be able to build new muscle tissue much more easily. So for kids, we know, like we talked about earlier, it can cause, when they're hydrated, you can improve their cognitive performance versus if they're dehydrated and they're not going to be able to think clearly. And so one thing I wanted to talk to you about is that there is a new water machine that is going to be coming out in the US in March of 2025. So I have no idea when you're going to be watching this. If you're watching this and it's already past March, it's probably already out. But it's coming out, and there are a lot of water machines. We have a Berkey filter. There's filters, but this is not a filter. This has a filter in it, but what it does is it literally takes apart the water molecule to hydrogen and oxygen, and then fuses it together with a light frequency or something, and it's trapping light inside the water molecule. It takes, literally, it's going to take 45 minutes to make a glass of water. I don't know if it's 8 ounces or 16 ounces, probably 8 ounces. It'll take like 45 minutes. So it's a serious machine, but it's a nice size machine. It will filter the water twice. It has the best filters in the world. They went around, they put the best filters. So you could put tap water in the machine. It'll filter it out super well. And then it will split the molecule into hydrogen and water, and it like puts it back together with like light inside. And what that does is it does affect the surface tension, and it has the light and the light properties. So you know how healing light is. Well, that light is going to be directed inside your body, and it is absolutely amazing. They find that 79 out of 80 people who drank the water was affected positively within 15 seconds of the machine of drinking the water. So what they did was they tested like the variable heart rate and all things that you test people when you're testing them, when you're doing a test. The last person took 2 minutes to respond. So they still know that there is measurable response of the body, like almost instantly. People who, and these are people that I know who have tried it said that they could just really feel it just after the one glass. I am going next week, and I'm really excited, and so I'm hoping that I'll be able to try the water, but I'm going for something else. Anyway, and also what they find is that, so the water from this machine will increase like the valine, which is an amino acid that synthesizes collagen in muscle tissues. It increases these other amino acids. It increases your collagen production. It increases NAD, which is anti-aging. It increases all these things. Why? Probably because you're actually getting water that's not contaminated and with light into your cells. Because I drink a lot of water. I'm going to tell you, I drink a lot of water, and I feel thirsty a lot. And that's why I started adding a lot of minerals. And I don't just add the salts. I add electrolytes, but I'm thirsty a lot. I'm not thirsty like all the time. I'm not worried about kidney disease or anything. But I really feel like the water today, even if you try to filter it, it's just not penetrating the way that it should. So I'm very excited for this water machine to come out. They call it the light water machine because they're trapping light inside the water, and I don't care how much it costs. I mean, I do, but it's all about what your health worth. My health is, I would rather spend, I don't know, $5,000 on a machine than have to spend $100,000 in a surgery later when I have cancer. You know, like I'd rather feel good while I'm doing it. So if you have to spend money either way, it's expensive to be sick and it's expensive to be well. It's expensive to be both. So you have to decide like which way are you going to go. So I am very excited for this machine. I also know I have a friend, and her husband had brain cancer, and the company, because they had like already made it, but it's just not out. It was about a year ago, and he had brain cancer and he had 4 weeks to live. So they let her have a machine. And also it's like an anecdotal, okay, so how's it going to help? He's 100% cancer free. So was it the water? Can't say. We can't make any claims, but I will say that brain cancer is a little bit hard to get around. And I remember when that happened, it was terrible. So I'm really excited about this water machine. If you are as excited as I am, please send me a message. I will put you on a list to get more information. Actually, I have more information, so I will just send you a link that has more information, and then I'll put you on a list to keep you in the loop of whenever it is coming out. Because it's not an alkaline, I mean, it does alkalize water, but the machine isn't an alkaline water machine. It is not a Kangen water machine. It is not just a purifier. Whatever you would think about water, this is completely different. In fact, it is so different, it took him, I think 8 months or 10 months to get a patent, when it usually takes like years. Okay, actually this machine is going to have 20 patents. He already has 115 patents because he invents all these crazy good things. But a lot of his patents take years. This one took 10 months. Why? Because there is absolutely nothing like it on the market. So therefore, I'm very excited about it. I'm very passionate about water, but now I'm finally excited that there is going to be a water that is going to maybe really make a difference. Maybe actually hydrate me. Maybe I won't have to drink so much water throughout the day. Anyway, if this video was eye-opening for you, please give it a thumbs up, share it with someone who could benefit from learning about their brain and hydration and their own health, their brain health. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss out on any of our upcoming brain health videos. Comment below if you've ever struggled with brain fog or memory issues. But again, more importantly, comment or send me a message if you are interested in knowing more about the light water machine, because I am super, super excited about that, because I would love to know that my water is actually getting inside my cells. Because once the water can get in your cells and out of your cells, then we're able to flush the toxins out much easier. So then detoxification is much easier. All right, anyway, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.